we had a chance to go 9 points clear this evening, but unfortunately, Bottle Job FC is kind of catching up to us. Now, I feel like the pressure at this point of the season shouldn't be getting to us, but unfortunately it is. We had so many chances to score, which we didn't, and now we're going to pay the price because we've dropped 2 extra points we could have had and enjoyed that big cushion against Man City. But I mean, what a dreadful, boring game. That's to say the least. But yeah, what's your thoughts?
I think everything was just slow. I think there was no enthusiasm. I
Yep.
think there was no hunger. I think the innovation that we needed from players like Erdegaard just wasn't there. The kind of directness that we needed from Madueke was there, but there was just no one on the receiving end of it. I think everything was just so lackluster, and it was so just like Cass said, boring. Just so boring. Like
Yep.
every second ball we didn't get. Every through ball chance that we took, sorry, that we had, we didn't take. We got Martinelli, missing open goals. You got Marino with not enough hunger in front of goal when it came to the header right at the end. Jesus, etc. It was a very frustrating game to watch, and I'm just glad that it's over. I'm just
Yeah.
glad that it's over.
I mean, the thing is, it's that point in the season where everything's crucial. Every match you play, every single point you obtain is crucial because Premier League is a journey. It's not decided by a final. It's about who can stay consistent for 30 plus games over the course of the season. And with Arsenal, they have been consistent, of course, more than anyone, hence why we're at the top of the table. But at this point in time, is question marks are being raised. Is this where the consistency drops off? I mean, we had numerous chances to score, like Martinelli, um,
Marino,
Marino,
Jesus,
Jesus, and
Gyökeres.
yeah. And I mean, look, when you don't score, you're not going to win, obviously. And with Nottingham Forest, for them walking away with a draw with the season they're having and where they're on the table, it's a win for them basically. And it feels like a loss. Whenever Arsenal draw, we have to be real as fans. It feels like a loss.
And it's even worse when the other competition where the teams competing, they're dropping points. For example, there was points dropped when we played Liverpool. We didn't capitalize on that, and we were
Yeah,
playing at home. There's points dropped this week. We didn't capitalize it when it comes to Nottingham Forest. It's just becoming a reoccurring pattern where it's like it kind of like it adds background pressure to these players, even though they should be immune to that because they're professionals. They're on top of the league. They're on their high horse, etc. They're in every competition, winning at the top of every competition. That kind. I was saying to Kat, you can tell me that Chelsea conceded 3 goals against us and we were playing at the Bridge, but we can't score 1 goal against
yeah,
Forest.
that's crazy. I
No,
remember basically we had the same team. We had the
yeah,
same team.
no, that's
Only Madueke
ridiculous.
didn't start. That was it. But
And he was the most lively one on the pitch.
I know. But one other thing I want to talk about is that VAR call. So
Oh, ridiculous.
people are saying it's not a handball. I mean, when your hand is cusped like you're holding your son, and the ball's being controlled almost as the ball's going out for play, I still deem that as a handball. And I'm not just saying I'd be biased because I've called a lot of things that shouldn't have gone Arsenal's way this season, and I feel like that was definitely a handball. I mean, how that's not a handball is beyond me, but because there's something about unnatural position, but you having your hand like that against the ball, that's not very natural. Like if your hands up in the air, it's not natural. Hands by your side is natural, and even when you're running, it's not like his hands were down by his chest or against his chest. His hand was fully
You went for a
out.
handshake. You went for a
Yeah,
handshake.
it's not like he's holding his son. So I don't understand how that's not a VAR call for a handball and a penalty. But I mean, yeah, there was a lot of silly fouls going on and silly calls being made.
I think
It was yeah, it was a very boring,
very
frustrating game
boring
to
game.
watch
I
as an
think
Arsenal fan.
Nottingham Forest did. I mean, as very aware that they did the low block with like a 4-4-2 formation, very very deep. But I think they did do well defensively. I think they
Yeah,
kind of shut up shop. They didn't give us any opportunities like that. The half opportunities that we did get, we should have scored at least one because we had more than 3 of them. That's why we're saying that we should have scored and won the game. But other than that, someone like Murillo, you have to take your hands up and say, you know what, when Gyökeres was through on goal, even though he did
yeah,
stumble over initially, he did do well to recover that.
the pace.
Yeah, and obviously Gyökeres in himself, he's a big guy, but he has got a bit of pace on him. But I do give my hats off to Murillo for doing stuff like that as well. And you've got like Milinkovic in there as well, which are with their big bodies, they're big guys, and they stopped us from kind of causing danger from corners, stuff like that, kind of counter attacks, and it's kind of like I don't know, we just kind of dropped off. We looked tired, we looked
Hmm.
confused, shortage of options, shortage of creativity, and then we see the likes of Martin Odegaard going off tells you everything that you need to know. I just feel as though the whole team, I don't know about you, but the whole team was off their game today. And it just wasn't, like
Yeah, they
Cass said, it
definitely
was just
were.
boring. Just boring.
It was boring, and I mean with Nottingham Forest, like Murillo, he obviously fantastic, but Elliot Anderson, he had a phenomenal game. Declan Rice, I mean, he was doing the best he can. Zubimendi was non-existent almost in that game.
Mm.
And the thing what is strange is like you're trying to get a goal, and this is what I don't understand about Arteta this match. You're trying to get a goal, and obviously I know Marino was like the striker that was filling in while we had the strikers out, but you got Havertz on the bench as well. Like, wouldn't you put Havertz, Jesus on at the same time? Like we've seen it in the past last year. I was a bit curious why we didn't have Havertz, like an extra tall body who's an aerial threat as well, to be on that field for the corners or whatever. And he's not there. He didn't get a game at all.
I would
He
have
didn't
put
get
him
no
on
minutes.
instead of Marino.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you're trying to get a goal. I'll put Marino on, obviously, if you've got all your strikers fit to see the game out in terms of, you know, playing part of the bus. But to get a goal, I don't think Marino is that type of player where if he's playing centre mid, he's going to get you a goal. I feel like you need to throw Havertz up front and Jesus at the same time because they're natural attacking players. Marino, obviously, is great up front, but, you know, if you've got Gyökeres, Jesus, and Havertz on the bench and Marino, you're looking at all of them like, all right, you're centre mid naturally, but I've got three outfield number nines, so I'd rather play them. But that's just my take anyway. I mean, whether you agree or not, you let me know down below. But
Something I do want to touch on before we wrap up.
yeah,
Jurrien Timber.
yeah,
I don't want to say it because I know he's playing left back, but he's got to do better than the last two games. He's been getting torched these last two games.
I thought I played all right like last Chelsea game playing left back because that's not even his position. But we are missing Calafiori and Capia definitely. Like we're missing like a naturally left-footed player on the left side because on the right side, Benny was playing wicked with Madueke and when Saka was on as well. But with Timber, you know, he's not naturally left foot. He's not a natural left back. He plays right back perfectly fine. But we're definitely missing our left backs. And obviously, Skelly, I think Arteta's probably losing trust in him. Hence why he's a naturally left back player, but he didn't get any minutes today. So
heard he's getting shifted into midfield sometime soon. They're going to try and adapt his position, but
yeah,
I
I
guess
mean
we'll see.
that's where he grew up playing in that position.
I think
So
he does thrive there as well,
yeah,
especially
we
because
got
he's
to
got
see
good
him there.
strength.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
good at carrying the ball forward. So
yeah.
I'm not angry at that. I think that makes sense. But yeah,
Mm.
but thank you for tuning in. Make sure
Yeah.
you like, comment, share, and subscribe. We got Inter Milan Tuesday. We'll be doing a score prediction for that and
Live
lineup
stream.
prediction.
We're going to be doing the live stream. Please make sure you
And
check out that.
yeah, make sure you subscribe also because we're now doing match watch-alongs. I've got everything set up. We did our first one today. It was a success. Thank you everyone that tuned in.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll see you for the pre-match prediction for Inter Milan and then the live watch-along on the day. Till next time.